YouTube? It's your boy Don's Reacts back with another video. Today we react in the herd hierarchy. Colin Cowherd ranks the top 10 players remaining in the NBA playoffs. I'm gonna probably change the title up to like reacting to Colin Cowherd's top 10 players in the playoffs. But please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Road 200 subscribers. Link to the original video will be in the description. The reason we doing this cause Stephen A. Smith top 5 point guards list. It surprised me because he was spot on. So let's see if Colin Cowherd can be spot on with his top 10 players in the playoffs list.
I don't have Giannis in my top 10 most valuable.
Huh? We starting out like that. He don't got Giannis in his top 10 most valuable. Giannis is having a terrible second round. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe that's why he's saying this. Maybe based off first round, he would be on this list, but just off this round, he's struggling.
I'll give you my list. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Number 1.
Kevin Durant. 32 a game.
He's starting from 1 to 10. You know, most people do it backwards. I could see KD, though.
55% shooting. He is unstoppable. He is the greatest 6'11 and a half, 7-foot offensive player that's not back to the basket. I mean,
let's be real. He's probably the greatest scorer of all time. He's up there at least. If he's not number 1, he's top 3 for sure. Because some people still say Jordan's a greatest scorer. It's personal preference, really.
Dirk Nowitzki, but significantly better. He's the best player left. He's the most valuable player. Let's be honest. He gets hurt, they're not winning the championship.
I can see that.
James Harden is missing, and they're blowing the Bucks out. So when it comes to postseason, I like Harden, but Harden has never been a great postseason player. KD, unlike Harden, does not need the whistle. He needs a ball and a hoop. He's the MVP right now in the playoffs.
That's true.
Number 2.
Kawhi Leonard. Mid-range game, doesn't have the three-point ability of KD.
This is valid so far. So 3, I would have Jokic or Embiid. It's personal preference really to me because Embiid is balling, Jokic is balling. It's personal preference between the two.
But he's a better defender than KD, and KD plays defense. Give KD credit; he'll play defense. But Kawhi doesn't have the offensive.
Is it just me or Kawhi's
range
like,
of?
Or is it like Kawhi is kind of regressing on the defensive end a little bit, just a little bit? I mean, because injuries will slow anybody down. It's like he kind of regressed at least just a little bit on the defense.
KD, but he's a better defensive player, and we saw what he did to Luka at the end of that series. So Kawhi too.
Number 3.
Okay, Chris Paul. I'm sorry, Phoenix had the worst record in the NBA the previous 5 years.
Chris Paul. He's on the list for sure. He's top 5 for sure. But I'd put Jokic or Embiid over him. But I think he's about to get into how Chris Paul came in and became an immediate impact for the Suns, and how the Suns are now considered a contender because of him being on there. Because if he go down, they're probably done for. Devin Booker's balling out his mind. Devin Booker's the better player for that team, but Chris Paul is just more impactful.
You take him off this roster, it's a bunch of kids. They're not playing anymore. I think he's the most underrated player in the NBA. Not point guard. The most underrated player in the NBA in 20 years. I mean, Stockton got love. Magic got love. Isaiah got love. Steph gets love. Find me a point guard. He's like a quarterback in the NFL. That's a Hall of Famer that doesn't even get nominated this year for an MVP vote. I mean, give me a break.
I hate this notion of Chris Paul should be MVP, though. I don't know where that comes from. I guess, like I said, the immediate impact he made on the Suns. But Jokic just balling out of his mind. Embiid was... it would have been Embiid, but he missed too much time.
Way, second best record in the NBA for 11 years.
Curry's been hooping, too. But, you know, his team didn't make the playoffs. They got beat in the play-in, so... that's the reason he got lower than the MVP voting.
Years they didn't make the playoffs and just blew by the Lakers.
Number 4.
James Harden. Now, I like Harden, but he's not playing right now, so I'll put him at 4. The other thing
Harden, this too high, maybe? Maybe I'd put Embiid or Jokic here and put him at 5.
say, we know James can score. He's a little dependent on the whistle. So that's why I think KD in the playoffs is more valuable than Harden is. Harden was more valuable in the regular season than KD was. Also, Harden this year has really been impressive. His distribution numbers are through the roof. So James Harden has done something I really appreciate. He sensed the room, smart enough to see, hey, they don't need all my scoring. What they need is my distribution here too. And he's done it. So Harden, I have it 4.
Number 5.
Not Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's the only active player to ever.
Donovan's definitely too high. Donovan's definitely too high. He's top 10, but he's definitely too high. Like I said, who he's missing right now, obviously he's going to get into Trae Young eventually, which I would think put him probably above Mitchell. I'd probably put D-Book above Mitchell. Like I said, Jokic or Embiid, whoever you prefer. But I'd probably put them both, and he'd probably come in at 9th. He said Giannis isn't going to be here at all, so who would it be, the 10th? We'll see.
Averaged 20 points a game in the playoffs each of the first 4 years in the NBA.
That.
So he was good when he came into the league. But he's also a very willing defender. He is also the team leader. So they don't have a second scorer on this team that can give you 25 a night guaranteed. He's incredibly important to this team. He'll lock you up defensively. He's got leadership skills. He's good late in games, and he's a great offensive player.
Number 6.
Now, Kyrie's a greater offensive player, but Kyrie emotionally sometimes doesn't show up, and defensively, he's a liability. The one thing I'll say about Kyrie, we all know he's a great finisher. The dude does not turn the ball over. Go look at the last 5 games. To handle the ball as much as Kyrie and never turn it over tells you how much control and skill he has offensively. But you can attack him defensively. You can't Donovan Mitchell at all.
Number 7.
The Joker out of Denver. Listen, he's the only...
He's too low. Jokic is too low. The MVP of the league is too low. I'm sorry, you're ranking him too low. But ESPN never gives Jokic the love that he deserves. Because Nick Wright saying this will be the weakest MVP in 35 years. Y'all never give Jokic the love he deserves. Why? Because he plays for Denver?
Player in the postseason giving you 30 and 10. So he's a point center. He's the best passing big man in the NBA. You have to go back to Bill Walton or
probably the best passing big man in NBA history.
Arvydas Sabonis. He's incredibly valuable. He's okay on the defensive end. He's not great. He's okay. They don't have any of their guards. So they got 3 guards not available. So it's now really leaning on.
Jamal Murray. Will Barton's missing. And who's the third? But yeah, they are. Him and Aaron Gordon is a solid duo. Just imagine if Jamal Murray was healthy still. This would be even more dangerous team. I'd have them as the team that could shake something up with Brooklyn in the finals if Jamal Murray was healthy. I hate injuries because it brings a big what if factor
on him, and there are limitations. He never looks in good shape. I know he's a pro athlete, he is, but he looks worn down a little bit last night late.
Number 8.
Trae Young. Folks,
Trae Young he surprised me. And no, Hawks fans, I must daily remind y'all in these videos, y'all did not win the Luka Trae Young trade. It's not a win-win trade. Dallas clearly won that one. But anyway, Trae Young is a great player for y'all.
I want to say, the kid is not only carrying a team. Who's the third best player for the Hawks?
John Collins, right?
Seriously, we're in the playoffs. You can name the third best player for every team left. Who's the third best?
I mean, I feel like it'll be easier to say the third best player for the Hawks than it would the Clippers. Who's the third best player on the Clippers? I don't even know that one. But I feel like John Collins will probably be the third best
player for the Hawks. And he's a great road player. So he's a showman. Most young players shrink on the road in the playoffs.
That's true, too.
Not Trae Young. He's better on the road in the playoffs. I mean, that is a testament to his confidence and his skill.
Number 9.
Devin Booker. Again, you'd say Devin's better than Trae, but Devin Booker could not carry his franchise to the second round of the playoffs.
I don't like this notion. I don't like this notion that if you play for a worse team, that automatically make you a better player. I hate that notion. oh, you're on a better team, so the player that's on the lesser than team having the same successes as you is obviously the better player. I don't like that too much.
Playoffs without Chris Paul. Devin's a great player. Now, the West is tougher than the East. He's a tremendous offensive player. He'll body up defensively. Not a great defensive player, but he's got pride. He'll play some defense. He also had 47 points in the closeout game against the Lakers. I love that. It was a stand-up moment. Step on the throat of the Lakers. He did 47 points, so he is number 9.
Number 10.
Joel Embiid. Say what you want. He's the closest thing we have.
10th? You know what? I agree with everybody on the list. Maybe I changed the order up a little bit, but I'll give him props that I agree with everybody on the list. I probably wouldn't put if you want Giannis in your top 10, who you taking out? I can see his argument. Who you taking out to put
torn
Giannis?
meniscus. He gets docked a little bit because he played great and couldn't be.
Torn meniscus. I keep forgetting that. Like, this man is hooping with this could alter his career later down the line, but in the moment, this is really showing how much of a competitor Embiid is.
Trae Young. That's why I put Trae Young ahead of him. Trae Young played great. Embiid played great. Embiid's got better teammates. Trae Young won. That's why he's ahead of him. Now,
see, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because you have better teammates, that automatically make you a lesser than player. I don't get that. Like, a lot of like people on like locker room. Colin Cowherd is doing it right now. A lot of people do this. Like, oh, he's on a better team, so I can't put him as high. Last I checked, basketball was a team game. So you're punishing a player for having a good team around them? I don't understand.
Where's Giannis on this? Where do you want me to put Giannis? And I'm not anti-Giannis, but where do you want me to put him in terms of value? Late in games, none of these players, late in games, I feel are a liability. Giannis is, with 4 minutes to go. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here.
Great video. Like I said, I agree with everybody on the list. I just will change the order up a little bit, but that's the luxury of top 10 lists. You can change a lot of stuff up. But anyway, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, roll to 200 subscribers, and I'm out. Peace.